Hello, my lovey. Welcome back. And let's talk about educator burnout. Oh, fall is back to school season and it is rough. You are heading back into work. You have a to-do list that is far longer than your patience, right? Um, so this is an epic saga. Honestly, it's gone on forever. There's that special feeling. The to-do list is too long. You are not going to be able to finish it, or you're a couple of weeks into the school year and you already feel physically like you've run a marathon, through fire, flaming textbooks everywhere. Well, I guess it would be flaming laptops these days. But when you're physically stressed because of your workload, right? You're going to get maybe a sore throat, knots in your back, there could be some cramping, and you still have all of the work to do. And you're like, well, I just won't sleep. Okay. Hey. Hang on. You must. You must sleep. You must eat nutritious food. You must move your body. And you can't burn the candle at both ends. I mean, you can for a bit. Is that how you want to live? When you're like basting in cortisol and that's affecting your nervous system, your appetite, your, maybe gaining weight, all of these things because there's just too much to do. Well, let's keep in mind, you're not the only one in this position. Educators, administrators, at all levels, are dealing with the 3 a.m. panic attack. Did you remember to have everything prepared for the lesson tomorrow, for the quiz, for whatever's going on? The Sunday blues start Saturday morning because you know that you have to go back to it. And there's all the mental gymnastics trying to balance, grading papers, having your own life, getting the classroom ready, having the students learning from you in a positive fashion. Well, you can't pour from an empty cup. I get it. I get it. There are too many things to do. Whether you're an educator, an administrator, whatever your job is, honestly, there are times when there are too many things to get done. And so it's not your fault. It is your problem. You get to find a solution. It's not fair. Okay. Life isn't. It isn't fair. In the US, teachers are treated abominably as disposable, as not relevant, as just obstacles from their kids making the, whatever achievement the parents want the kids to get. But let's talk about the solutions. There are short-term fixes, right? Prioritize as if your sanity depends on it. For real. You have to prep 500 iPads. You also need to sleep. Period. You have to drink water. You have to move your body. You have to stretch. You have to take care of your health. This vessel is what limits our minds. It's what limits what we can do. It must be taken care of. Whether you're going to master the art of the power nap, little 5, 10, 15 minutes of rest and relaxation. You might have to do some breathing exercises so you can get there. You might have to focus on a sense, touch your fingertips. I'm always saying, feel those fingerprint ridges and just be in that moment and release everything else. Let your mind rest and learn to say no like it is your favorite word. Okay. I mean, no, I cannot chaperone the dance. That is a full sentence. They don't need reasons why. It's not a guilt contest, who's got a partner who's ill or dying or, this or that. You set your boundaries and you have to hold them. And that can feel very, very difficult, especially because you are in a profession that trains you to serve others, that trains you to help people when you are not at your best, to do more than you feel like you're able to do. And you also get to take care of yourself and say, no, I cannot head another committee. I cannot clone myself to be 3 places at once. All right. So those are just the short term things. And let's zoom out to long term strategies. Okay. I mean, Your student loans aren't going to pay themselves, right? You got to keep working. And y- to be able to work effectively, you have to set firmer boundaries. It's not enough to just give the stern look, work emails after X o'clock. No, mm-mm. The inbox is closed. You will handle it when it gets handled. And it feels awkward and weird. It boundaries, that is some next level stuff. But if you can't take care of yourself, who are you going to take care of? How are you going to do this thing? You know? And also find your tribe. When you are surrounded with your fellow educators who get it, that just gives you a feeling of being not alone, of being in good company. And watch this part. Don't make it all about venting sessions, where you're just ranting on and on about how, terrible everything is. No, what about problem solving? What about find one thing that you're happy about? Go on a complaint fast where if somebody's going to complain, you walk away. Can you do anything about it? That's outside of my wheelhouse. I cannot help you. And listening is going to bring me down. I'm afraid I have to leave. Or just leave. Excuse me. I have to do something, which is not be around your complaining. And this is going to hurt. Embrace good enough. Could it be better? Maybe. Is it okay? Excellent. Check and move on. Check the box, move on. Perfection is impossible. And if you use, a template instead of coming up with everything and, spending a lot of time on the graphics or whatever it is, you may prefer that. And you may be already finished. It's finished. It's done. Good enough is your friend. And taking care of yourself, it's not selfish. It is necessary. You can't change the world. You cannot educate people if you're running on fumes and fantasies of winning the lottery. So you don't have to go back to frickin' work, but keep your why in mind also. Why did you decide to become a teacher? And you might chuckle at the naivete or, what the reasons were that you initially started. Well, try to reconnect into that. Teachers make a huge difference. The disadvantage is that a lot of times it's not spoken about. You can help someone incredibly, and they're just going to soak it in. It's going to become part of who they are. And your teachings will live on with that student. Assume that's happening with all of your students, even the snarky ones. I was a total ass clown when I was young and being educated. I wasn't much better when I was in college. However, I came from a trauma-ridden family that was a nightmare, and no one thought that's what our house was. Everyone praised our family. It was hell. It was horrible. And I am so grateful for the educators who stuck in there with me to help me, who saw that there was a good person there who could be promoted and, cultivated and moved forward. Because at the end of the day, you're not just, making widgets or, just doing some rote routine thing, no matter how administration makes you feel, no matter what laws your county or city or, passes. You are educating people. You are showing them how to live, how to be a human being. And that's invaluable because all they have at home are the people in that household. And they're getting all of this information online and in, various different media, including gaming. That's not going to show them how to be a human being in a nuanced and complicated world. And that's what you get to show them. And if that feels heavy, it's not heavy. Let it be this opportunity to show people how you are handling your life. If your students are old enough, talk about how do you prioritize? If you cannot get everything done, how do you prioritize what can be done? Keeping in mind that some things, sleep, hydration, nutrition, body movement, are non-negotiable. Reverberating with caffeine in the guise of energy, that's not the thing. You know, do 5 squats to get your blood flowing. Wave your arms around. I volunteer teaching ESL and it's on Zoom, and I still make my students wave their arms around midway through class just to kind of keep the blood flowing. When I was in high school, I went to 2 different high schools, but one was a arts school, and the teachers would say pounce, and we all had to like pounce like a cat on the ground because we were zoning out. We weren't present. That's a tool that's available, whether you have a chime or a bell or a word. Keep that in mind. And listen into the next episode because I will get more into what are some of the actual strategies that you can use to regain control over your classroom and to refocus the students so that they are engaged and involved. And hang in there. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You make more difference than you know. Onward and upward, my lovey.